What's going on, guys? Let me know if you can hear me. Also, let me know if it's a lot of static or background noise so I can fix that. It should not be any, but let me know if there is, all right? So there is a noise is it fixed or is it still going on? Oh, it is better now? All right, cool. Jason, welcome. Christina Noel, welcome. Um, Thinking that we're gonna have a better day today. Yesterday, so much value, and all the value people did well, except for Patty Mills, of course. And then the people who are supposed to do well, they didn't do well. Oh man, it was a rough day. But just something else for us to get used to coming down to the end of the season. Guys are gonna be resting or not playing in full games, and just gotta really try to dodge those situations and just overcome it and do better. So I'm gonna pull up some of the resources that I need so I know who's playing and who's not. I haven't really checked it out. But we're gonna build a early lineup. And we're gonna last weekend we did really good. So I think this weekend we should as well. Um let's see. Fantasy Labs got stuff for Sunday. We're worrying about today. So Rondo is out today. Let me see what this is. Chicago and Brooklyn, Boston, Charlotte, Indiana, Orlando. Dwayne Wade is starting. I think I like that. Think I like how that sounds. Steph Curry is gonna be out. Lance Thomas is out. That's tomorrow. Danny Green is questionable today. Otto Porter, Markieff Morris are questionable. Anybody you guys like? Let me know who you guys like as well, man. Mamba, what's going on? Welcome. I haven't really spoken about much. Just kind of checking some injury news, letting the room populate a little bit. What up, Famo Lewis? Christopher Nolan, welcome, welcome. Prodigy, welcome. Alexis Agentsa is on the latest slate, so we're gonna cover that in my other video that comes after this video. This video is for the early slate. I entered a contest on there, and I'm just gonna see how it goes. Gil Pabon, what ready for that wisdom? I'm ready to give it to you. So let's get right to it. Right, the first game, Chicago versus Brooklyn. Rondo is out, and Sean Kilpatrick is questionable. So let's start with Chicago and see who we really like. Right. With Rondo being out last game, Jerry and Grant went off for 36.5 points. All right. Is he going to do that again today? Who's to say? He is in a good matchup. The opportunity is there. Let's see what he did good. He scored, had a couple steals, but assist and rebound. He looked like a little mini Rondo out there, and he filled up the stat sheet right across. So that's impressive. For 4K, we need mid-20s from him. Let's see what Michael Carter Williams did. So they didn't give too many minutes to Michael Carter Williams. They gave it to Jerry and Grant. And then Cannon didn't really get any run. Jimmy Butler put up 50. And he had a triple-double, but his price is now up to 10-5. On a 3-game slate, we might have to consider some Jimmy Butler. And then Dwayne Wade, we know, is starting. And, I'm going to say this, man. You got to get Dwayne Wade in there. I know he's fresh back, but his injury wasn't all that serious. And to be honest, it kind of looked like with the way Chicago was struggling, they did a good push when D Wade went out. But now that D Wade is back, his price went down a lot, right? He went from 6,200 to 5,500, so he just needs about 30 to make us happy. In a good matchup, I like Dwayne Wade. I love Dwayne Wade tonight, being that he's starting. They said that he's expected to only play about 20 minutes though. That is concerning now that I'm looking further into it because D Wade really needs minutes to really hit value. If we look at games that he has hit value, he's been in the upper 20s, 30 minutes. So for D Wade only to be on track for 20 minutes, expecting 30 points, I'm not too confident about that, to be honest. And although I did like Jerry and Grant, with D Wade back, I don't like him as much as I did before. Same could be said for Butler. And we don't know how they're going to use Wade. So that's going to be a situation that's going to be a little bit difficult to break down tonight. But I think we'll be okay. I think once we look at the other games and see what's going on, we'll kind of know how we want to proceed with that D Wade. And then on the Brooklyn side, Jeremy Lin just went off for a 50 bomb against Orlando. Will he be able to do it again? Is the question. Now, Jeremy Lin hasn't played since he had a day off. He's at home. A lot of reasons to like Jeremy Lin. For one, I listened to an interview with him, and he says that he's a competitor, so why not try to win every game he plays? And it sounds like he really wants to win. He really wants to win, it sounds like. Now, Chicago's a little tougher than Orlando, but the fact that Rondo is not playing makes me like Lin in this situation. We need about 40, mid to upper 30s to be happy. He's been 50, 35, 31, 27. He's been in the 30s. He has a safe floor. Even with only 23 minutes, he still puts up 30 minutes. So he's good for a point per minute, man. Jeremy Lin is pretty safe. I'm going to go ahead and consider some Jeremy Lin. Isaiah Whitehead, we know, is so hit or miss. He can get you 23 or he can get you 12. It's risky. It's risky on a 3-game slate to put all your confidence in some Isaiah Whitehead. Now, if it's a big slate and we're looking for value, and we have like 7 players who can go off for 500 points, then we can throw some Whitehead in there and say, okay, we just want to punt some value. But in a 3-game slate of this caliber, I wouldn't really pick on Isaiah Whitehead. Same could be said for Archie Goodwin. We just don't know what we're going to get from him. Randy Foye, all these guys that's minimal price, every now and then they'll go off for a 20-plus game. So when you get them right, you'll be happy. But who's to say when it's the right time, right? It's just hard to tell. Karis LeVert needs mid-20s. He's had that in the last 2 games, but the 2 games before that, he was in the low teens again. Very risky. Dinwiddie is probably my favorite Brooklyn player to mess with on any given night. But it's just risky. Hollis Jefferson, another guy that I love to pick on. He had a run where he was in the 30s consistently. Then he went on this little road trip and struggled. Is being back at home going to contribute to him having a better day? It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. Quincy AC. I don't like Quincy tonight. Nope. Brook Lopez just like took a knife and put it through my heart with that other lineup from the other night when I picked him and he gave me 17 points. And then the game before that, only 29. So it looks like he's just like, yo, 2 more games left. I'm checking out. So I'm not in love with Brook Lopez either tonight. Someone on Chicago that I didn't really look at that I might like more than a little bit is Mirotic. I think Mirotic can put up some decent numbers for us tonight. 3 out of the last 4, he's been in the 30s and 40s. This is a good matchup for bigs. With D Wade coming back, I wouldn't be too concerned with Mirotic because Mirotic has proven himself, right? While D Wade was out, that he can score. He's shooting the ball efficiently. He's grabbing rebounds. He's getting some blocks, some assists every now and then. He's been consistent, so I'll consider some Mirotic as well and be happy. So Lin and Mirotic are the 2. Lin on the Nets is my favorite Nets player. Mirotic is probably my favorite Bulls player as far as reliability tonight. Even when Mirotic has a bad game, he won't sink you. You know, he'll get you 30. I mean, he had a game here against New Orleans where he only got 20, but that was in 17 minutes. Whenever he's played over 25 minutes, he's consistently in the 30s, guys. Look at that. 25 minutes, 40 fantasy points. 36 minutes, 35. 17, 19, 31, 31. 38, 47, 35, 42. 27, 24. What are we seeing is that he's giving you more than a point per minute in every game that he plays. So the one game that he didn't play so many minutes was because of what? I don't know. It wasn't foul. It was a back-to-back, so maybe that has something to do with it. It was a back-to-back game, but he wasn't in foul trouble. And he only plays. I think it was matchup issues. That's what I'm thinking. With Cousins and Davis, they probably wanted to put some bigger people out there. I don't know. I don't know why he only played 17 minutes that game. Let's see if it's in his notes. What's going on? And it's not. So don't be afraid to get Mirotic. Mirotic with minutes is a problem. And in a good matchup like the Nets, that's what you want. All right. So that's what I like so far. We got some news. Alan Crabb is doubtful today. Interesting. Let's see what my family is saying. The group of family that I've grown to love. Vucevic. I didn't get to that yet. How about Lamb with Bellinelli possibly out? Didn't get to that yet. What's up, everybody? Nice weather here in Michigan. Nice weather in New York, especially upstate New York. I'm chilling. I might pop out the grill for the first time this year. Throw some steak on there. Some Montreal steak. That's my favorite seasoning right now. Anyone like Durant? Love Durant today. Anyone like Paul George? Loved Paul George every day. Paul George from here on out, guys. I'm starting to learn that, guys. Like last night, I didn't mess with the Miami value because I was scared. But Miami's playing for something right now. So people who are playing for something, you got to play them. They're playing to play in the playoffs. They're going to play hard. These guys that's like your last day before you go to vacation on your job. Yeah, you're going to do a good job. You don't want to show your boss that you're not working, but it's not your best effort. All right? It's not that effort before evaluation where you're looking for a raise. All right? Paul George is looking for a raise in a sense right now because if he doesn't perform, his season is over. And he knows that, he thinks he's pretty good. And if he gets to the playoff, he might have a shot. So he's working with a purpose right now. You got to pick on those guys in these last couple of days of the season. Telling you guys right now, when the playoff come around, man, we're going to be doing well because guys are going to be hungry again. I'm going to actually know who to pick and not be afraid of minutes and all that other stuff that's going on right now. So I'm looking forward to the playoffs. Yes, Durant, I would play. Clay, he benefits more. Yes, that's what I was thinking because Steph is out. Yep. Everybody likes Durant. I like Durant today. Just wanted to say, what about my Boban last night? Boban was the plug last night, guys. It's just that it's hard for me to trust a guy like Boban. But in retrospect, even in San Antonio, the thing with Boban is he doesn't get much minutes, so he's easily overlooked. But if they're gonna guarantee that he gets minutes and he's minimal price, and I mean, to be honest, if Boban played today for the min price, I would still think twice about playing him. But yesterday was his day, and he kind of got lucky because Drummond was in some foul trouble early and gave him some extra run. Then he was so hot that it just ran with him. So things kind of fell into place for him. All right, let's continue. Charlotte versus Boston. Kemba at home. I get it for 8K. I don't know if I can get to that. Another guy that's looking at vacation. He's on his way out. He needs about mid-40s to make us happy. Boston is the type of team to give it to him, right? We know that much. In 2 games, averaging 36 minutes, he's averaging 38 points against this team. I'm not big on Kemba. I like him a little more than a little bit, but I'm not big on Kemba. Batum, hit or miss. He can get you 40, then 20, then 30. He's too all over the place for me. Any news on Bellinelli? We don't know, right? Let's see if I could find something current on Bellinelli. With Bellinelli out, I don't think I like Lamb just because Bellinelli is out. Because one thing I know about Boston is so no news on Bellinelli. One thing I know about Boston is their starting 2 guard plays excellent defense. I think he was considered for like defensive player of the year, who was Avery Bradley. But the backup two guards also play defense. We know Marcus Smart comes off the bench and he plays great defense. So it's hard to pick players, two guards against Boston, even three guards. What's the guy name? Jay Crowder plays good defense. So I get a little bit worried when it comes to twos and threes against Boston. But Jeremy Lamb, history, 12 minutes. He's averaging 15 points. So he's been okay for the minutes provided. And if you're telling me he's going to get, look, against Miami, similar situation, a bad matchup. He got 23 minutes. He only provided 15 fantasy points. All right. So he is risky. He is risky. He's not a lock just because Bellinelli's out. A lot of time we make that mistake in fantasy because one guy's out, we automatically go to their backup. It works a lot, but it does not work a lot. You just got to find that. You got to know the person that you're picking and know it and tell yourself, are they just going to play him out there for defense? Sometimes they take the best defender and throw them out there. You don't want to pick a good defender on your fantasy team. The team is using him to bolster up the defense. They're not expecting him to score. All right, but guys that's offensively minded, that's filling in spots, those are the guys you definitely want to fire up. So with that being said, just be careful with Jeremy. Now, Jeremy Lamb is offensive minded. He's not really known for his defense, but he's going up against some good defenders. So be a little bit careful with Jeremy Lamb. Nick Batum I spoke about. And then the bigs, right? We know the best way to attack Boston is the bigs. Marvin Williams, he's been so up and down. I think tonight I like him. I think I like Marvin tonight because he's been doing well when he shoots well, right? He had a little bit of slump when he went on the road. He went to Washington and OKC and shot the ball 0 for 6 and 1 for 6. But outside of those two games, Marvin Williams at home, 30s, mid-30s, very consistently. And Boston is the type of team that he will do that against, all right? So Marvin Williams, I'm interested in tonight. I do like Marvin Williams. I like the situation that he's in. I'm going to pick on him a little bit. Frank Cam for 5K sounds a little bit cheap, but he's been kind of struggling. And he comes off the bench. You know, I don't like to pay more than like 4.5K for somebody off the bench. It's just not a good thing. On the Boston side now, Isaiah Thomas for 8K. And Isaiah's been high. On a short game like this, I feel like you have to play Isaiah. In 3 games, 33 minutes, he's averaging 40 against this team. What makes me like him the most, more than anything else, is that they're fighting for playoff seeding. They just lost to Cleveland. They have a purpose. There is some purpose to what they're doing. Cleveland just got embarrassed last night, which is an invitation to Boston to come out today and do well. If Cleveland won last night and it was looking real, then I wouldn't say yes. But Boston has been given an invitation to do well because of that loss. So I think Isaiah Thomas to do well, and I'll consider him briefly. Marcus Smart, I don't really like to pick. He just dropped a 50 bomb. If you believe he can do that again, go ahead and pick him. But I'm not messing around with that. I think that's incidental. Don't think it's going to happen every night. Avery Bradley needs mid-30s. He's the guy that I was talking about. He's known for his defense. They don't look for him for too much offense. Yes, he has games where he'll put up big points. If, like, for example, here, he had 2 steals and 10 rebounds. He didn't really score a lot, but he did some peripherals, right? It's hard to say that he'll do that tonight. I'll be careful. Jaylen Brown off the bench. Jay Crowder has been fairly hot. He's consistent. He's averaging 30-plus against this team. And, again, he's looking to take over these games and do well. I could consider him briefly. I doubt I'll get to Jay Crowder, knowing that I want Elfrid Payton and Paul George today. Even Teague. I might just go heavy on this Indiana game, but I want to break down all the games and give my thoughts. So guys that's not looking to just play my lineup, at least you know how I'm thinking about each player that's playing today. And it can kind of get you to think a certain way as well. Because I don't want to just throw lineups at you. I want to throw my entire thought process at you guys. I want you guys to know why I do what I'm doing. I want to incorporate you guys so you can bounce ideas off of me and we can come up with an agreement and pick the best place for the night. That's the purpose of my videos. Okay, guys? Gerald Green off the bench is a punt. Somebody that I think, oh, he's out. I actually like Amir Johnson more times, but he's sick and he's out. So who's starting for Amir Johnson? That's interesting because if Kelly Olynyk starts, I almost fall in love with him tonight for that price. Something to look at. Who is Boston starting today? Interesting. Let's see if there's any news about it. George Hill is doubtful today, and Bellinelli has been ruled out. Moody messed up his ankle. Wow. So Jameer Nelson is out, Moody is going to be out, and Barton is out. But nights like tonight, I would love Gary Harris. Just love Gary Harris. Let's continue. I'm looking for who's gonna start for let's look up some Amir Johnson rules. It makes me like Marvin Williams even more because Kelly Olynyk and these guys on the bench, the bigs for Boston, their backup is not really that good. Amir Johnson is not that great, but the backup are even worse. All right, so he's ruled out. This will be his second game miss all season. Have not yet announced who will be replacing him. It could be Olynyk, Jaylen Brown, or Jerebko. So that's something that we are going to pay attention to coming down to the lock of this lineup. All right, if it's Jerebko, I'm not interested. All right, just know that much. And Al Horford, he's been struggling. He hasn't been getting that much minutes. But with Amir Johnson out now, we think that Al Horford's minutes will go back into the 30s, and he should do well. Something else to pay attention to. On the Charlotte side, I've been liking the pick on Cody Zeller. I haven't really been picking on him that much. But tonight might be the night. A banged up Boston down low for Zeller at home is intriguing. It's kind of tempting. It's tempting. All right. Let me see what you guys think so far. I think the game will go off. Sick matchup. Both gonna score 30 plus. Ellenson was the guy that I mentioned in my video last night. I said, hey, you like guys that's gonna get spot starts, but who the hell is Ellenson? And guess what Ellenson did? He showed me who the hell he was. He went off last night, so that's pretty good. Lopez brothers playing each other. I don't know if I could follow that, man. I mean, yes, but we just saw the Gasol brother play each other. Neither one of them hit value that night when it was San Antonio versus Memphis. They played twice, and neither one of them hit value either night. So I don't know what Lopez brother means. I don't know if I love that. Yeah, I'm scared of Brook Lopez tonight after that last game I played him too. I'd rather Vooch any night. I think I'm gonna definitely, especially against Indiana tonight. I'm gonna team Vucevic it. Okay, who's in for Rondo? It's gonna be what? Why is this doing this? You gotta be kidding me, right? Why is my face? Yeah, I hate computers, man. I flipping hate computers. Oh boy, I hate computers so much. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. This is killing me. All right, let's get back to it. So I get a FaceTime call, a missed FaceTime, and it automatically just put my MacBook camera onto my Google Hangouts for YouTube. That's just whack. Why would they do that? Let's continue though. Kaminsky, I don't love tonight. Cody, not Tyler, right? Yeah, Cody Zeller, not Tyler. Yeah. But where was I? Going on to this Indiana game. I'm talking when I say Zeller, I'm talking about Zeller on Charlotte. The Zeller on Boston is a no-go for me. I don't care if he gets the start or not. It's just not the type of guy that I like to play. Indiana versus Orlando. Glenn Robinson remains out. Now, Paul George is someone that we probably all agree should be a lock, right? In 32 minutes against this team, he's only averaging 27 points, and he's on the road. For that price, so Paul George's been in the 50s quite a bit, right? We can all agree with that. This 77-point game is an anomaly. It was overtime, and it's not something that we can expect, right? But just take a deep breath. Look at his price. Can he get into the 50s? Yes, but he doesn't always get into the 50s. And for 9K, we have to have 50s. So he have to have a good night tonight. I'm having a hard time paying 9.3K for Paul George, and I think he would be very highly owned, especially in a slate like this. But there's some ways around it, right? If we can, I like Paul George. If I had to rate it from 0 to 10, I would say I like Paul George maybe. Let's see. For that price, 7.5. Most nights 8.5, even 9. But for that price today, I would say 7.5. I don't love Paul George for that price. I'm okay fading Paul George for that price. Why? Because let's look at people like Elfrid Payton, right? A little cheaper. He just needs some mid-40s for us. We know that Elfrid's been hot. In most matchups, he'll do well. He's also been in the 50s just as much as Paul George. He's been in the 40s consistently. And he's going against a weak defense and what's this guy's name? Jeff Teague. And the same could be said for Jeff Teague. He's been showing some flashes of heating up. And Elfrid Payton just gave everybody 50-point bombs. He gave Westbrook 100. He gave Jeremy Lin 50. He gave everybody that played him. Elfrid Payton is just handing out fantasy points to these guys. Vucevic is so consistent in a good matchup. For that price, you can't ignore him. Now, he might not get you 6 times value, but you know he's going to get you in the 40s. It's almost a given at home against Indiana. You got to pick on some Vucevic tonight. You just have to. Do it and not think twice about it, guys. Get some Vucevic in there. I think Vucevic should be a lot. Aaron Gordon showed some flashes of what he was about against Brooklyn. He almost brought them back that game, and he didn't really have to do much. He had 3 steals. I want to see something really quick. They had a injury issue. Did Orlando, right? Jeff Green it was, maybe? All right. So Terrence Ross is 5K. We don't love that. It was someone that didn't play this game. I just don't remember who it was. I think Jody Meeks got the start. I think was it Fournier that was out? It was Fournier. Fournier is back. Fournier is back. So I was gonna say to try to pick on some Hezonja, but with Fournier back, I don't know how I feel about Hezonja. Hezonja has earned more minutes for his recent success, but they're not gonna force Hezonja in. And we don't know what they're gonna do because it's the end of the season, and we just don't know what's going on. So it's tough to say what they're gonna do. All right. But to break it down, so Jeff Teague I like just because he's going up against a guy that's just giving out so much fantasy points. I think Jeff Teague double doubles today. I think he's back into the 40s today. I have a good feeling about it. The last good matchups that he's played and he's done well. Cleveland, he did well, but that was like double overtime, right? He barely made value. 36 minutes against Toronto, he didn't do too well. 41 minutes, he barely cracked 40. So I don't know about Jeff Teague. Jeff Teague's, even against Denver, Denver's a good matchup, and he's still just barely getting value. But that price for Teague is kind of interesting in a good matchup because they must win, for one. For two, taking a lot of shots. He's just not hitting them. So he could come out hot today. This is the team that brings heat out of people. And we don't really need much from him. We could take mid-30s and be happy. I think Teague is someone that I can give a look to as well. I'll check some Teague out. But I'd rather Isaiah Thomas than Paul George for that price, okay? Moving on. Monte Ellis, 4K. We need mid-20s from him. It's tough. It's tough with Monte. I'm not too confident. CJ Miles just had a big game 3 games ago. Too up and down. I'm not too confident on him. Lance Stevenson has been getting the bulk of the minutes. They like him. They like Lance Stevenson. Against Orlando today. You know, I kind of forgot about Lance. Lance Stevenson being there makes me like Jeff Teague less. Because we know that when Jeff Teague struggled, they tried going with Monte Ellis as the point guard off the bench. And he had some success with that, but he's not really a true point guard. He's a two guard, right? Now, Lance Stevenson comes, he has a little bit of court vision, and they've been using him as a point guard role off the bench. So Jeff Teague comes out and he starts doing Jeff Teague stuff. I think they're going to go to Lance Stevenson to help control and distribute the ball. And he's been doing all right. In just 20 minutes, he got them 5 assists. He'll score a little bit. He'll play a little bit of defense. For 4K, I'm not in love with it, but I think something's telling me that Lance is going to have a big game. I like him a lot. I don't know if I like him enough to pick him, but I think he's in a good spot. Lance Stevenson, give him a look. Thad Young is heated up again, all right? The Thad Young is back, guys. 33, 33, 30, 24, 41. Let's get some Thaddeus Young tonight. Aaron Gordon can be volatile, but I'm not afraid of Aaron Gordon. Marvin Williams. I'll take out Teague and mess with some Thaddeus Young. For a cheaper price, I feel okay doing that. All right. And then Lavoy Allen. No. Another guy that's interesting here is Miles Turner. We seem to forget because of a couple rough games, but he's pretty consistent in the 30s in a good matchup. This is a decent matchup for him. In 3 games, he's averaging 30 against this team. We need about low to mid 30s from him. I don't know how I feel about that. And then on the Orlando side, I think I did, right? Biyombo off the bench, believe it or not, he's been getting minutes, and every other game he'll impress, but for 4 or 5, it's a little too much. Aaron Gordon, I do like. And then, although I like Alfred today, I think I'm gonna be careful with Alfred as well. Orlando's not playing for much. No, I think you gotta run some Alfred. You gotta force Alfred into your lineup, guys. I think so. I think Alfred is pretty safe. You're gonna get a lot of minutes, and the point guard spot is not good. So to save even more money, I'm okay taking out. I don't want to take out Isaiah Thomas. I'll take out like a Can't do that either. I'm trying to force some Alfred in with all these guys that I have, but it's hard. I definitely want some Thaddeus Young. I think Thaddeus Young is back to his old ways. I feel good about Young tonight. I love Alfred tonight against this team. All right, and I like everyone in the lineup. Crowder is expendable, I would say. So getting rid of Crowder give us $4,300 for 2 players, all right? Let's see what you guys are talking about. Tim is retracting all his messages. Let's see. Yeah, that's that morning mug, Tim. Fresh in the bed, being lazy on a Saturday, they expose me. Jeez. Got me looking like a criminal. I got coats hanging on my doors in my room. They're exposing me, Tim. Not good. Christina says, "Are you playing the late slate?" I haven't looked at it, but I will, since you are curious about it, and I can get into it. I'm gonna separate each video though, so I'm gonna do this early slate, then I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna start a main slate video. I'm gonna end that, and then I'll get into the late slate. All right. Got to start with Kemba, Isaiah, Paul George, and Vooch. I got some Isaiah. I got some Vooch. I don't like Paul George for that price. Can't say I do. And if you put all four of those guys in your lineup, it's going to be hard to get some decent stuff around them. All right. Yeah, I'm not. See, I feel the same way, Brian. I'm not big on Paul George. KO will start for Boston. Who's KO? Olynyk? If Olynyk is started, I'm interested because he'll come in and just chuck up a bunch of shots. I don't have a spot to put him in though. All these guys are. I need a 2 guard or 3 guard. Middleton is a 4. Olynyk starting is kind of, even off the bench, look what he does. 17, 17, 25, 19. So I don't see why he's starting. He should, and look, in 2 games, just averaging 21 minutes. He's averaging 28 against his team. So Olynyk is interesting. Very much so. Very much so. Who would I give for him though? It would have to be either Isaiah or Alfred. I really want to play both of those guys tonight. I don't want to give up Isaiah and I don't want to give up Alfred. Maybe some Lynn. I think Lynn is heating up. But Lynn, I know he just dropped a 50 bomb, but I could sacrifice some Lynn. See how it works out. Come back to him if I really need him, right? But I like Olynyk. Let's put Peyton as my point guard. Some Olynyk. Okay. Did they announce that though? Is that official? Let's see. Sean Kilpatrick is out. Olynyk will start. Nets will start Lynn, Foy, LeVert. So with Kilpatrick out, that makes us like some Nets guys a little bit, right? We look at some like Whiteheads, who's too eligible, who's been playing very well. I can't say very well, but he's been playing well. I don't know. I don't know about Whitehead. The guy that I like is this McDaniels kid, though. I think this McDaniel, when he gets some opportunities, he comes out and he balls. In 23 minutes, 21, Detroit, Philly. Yeah, it's tough. But we have money that we don't have to stoop that low, right? That's if we're not playing Lynn. Who did Chicago just beat the other day? I'm tempted to throw some D Wade in there, guys, with the minute restriction. They said the same thing about Paul Millsap, and he did well. I'm tempted to throw D Wade in today, man. I got a feeling D Wade is the kind of guy that they can go to the playoffs, and they can see some LeBron in the first round. That might motivate him to really tell the coach, "No, don't take me out." Is he in pain? What's going on with his elbow? I don't know. I just want to see. Let's see. O'Connell, 9. He almost triple-double, 3 steals. I feel like Lynn can do well tonight. And I'm not going to take forever to make my final decision. Do you do MLB? I will be, Crow, just not yet. Right now I'm focusing on basketball, especially with the playoffs coming. I love basketball. Vooch, Lynn, and Kemba. Not big on Kemba tonight. Can't say I am. Not for how much is Kemba? What is Kemba asking price? It's not too bad. He just dropped a 28. But Kemba. And that was at home. Some decent minutes. Kemba's the kind of guy I hate to play because he'll come out and just shoot the ball a lot of bricks. He'll throw up a bunch of threes that don't do anything. And at halftime, I'm pissed off that I picked them. And then some games, he'll just come out and have a monster third and fourth quarter when he just goes off. So he's not a sure thing, man. Kemba's a little risky. Every time I play Kemba, my heart's like pounding for the entire night. I'm starting on the main slate, Gabe, as soon as this thing's finished. I like Lynn more than Peyton. Just said Archie and Spencer, good value. Yeah, Dinwiddie for sure. Dinwiddie for sure. I don't know why it says your message retracted, but Dinwiddie is like, a good pick for tonight. Did I look at him at all? I didn't even look at Dinwiddie. Why is that? Oh, because he's a 3 guard now. Shit kills me. Yeah, I could mess with some Dinwiddie. Sure thing. And as crazy as it sounds, man, I'm feeling like some Dwayne Wade tonight, guys. I'm feeling like some Dwayne Wade tonight. I'm being honest. I'm feeling like some Dwayne Wade. Feeling like some Dwayne Wade. But I have money though. I have money I could spend up a little bit. You get Lynn back in here, right? Let's get Lynn back in. How are we gonna do it though? Are we gonna get rid of Olynyk or Isaiah Thomas? We're not gonna get rid of Isaiah Thomas. Peyton. Let's get rid of Olynyk, right? Even if he's starting still, there's not a lot of promise and nothing to go crazy about Olynyk about. Let's get rid of Olynyk. Let's get Lynn back in so we can have both. And we just got to get a 2 guard and we'll be happy. Who do we like? Let's see what you guys are talking about. Lynn, Wade, Stevenson, Mirotic, Vucevic, Thomas, Olynyk, Peyton. That's beautiful, Wolf. Love it. Love it. I love that. But that means you're not gonna take our man Thad Young for $5K against Orlando. Let's see. If I throw Olynyk and then for 2 guard, Wade or Fournier. As much as I like Wade with the minute restriction, Fournier stands out. Wade's gonna be in the 30s today, man. I feel it, man. I feel it. Wade is good to go. What did he have? A elbow injury though? How do we know? Right, that's his shooting hand. His elbow's on his shooting hand, and he played on the 15th. So what's today? That's about 3 weeks ago. From a fractured elbow. I don't know about Wade, man. I don't want to do it, and then it messes with his shot. That's his shooting hand, Looking at it realistically, I wouldn't mind some Fournier though. And Fournier for Thaddeus Young is pretty much the trade-off, and I think that's pretty safe against a weak Indiana defense. Indiana doesn't really have good defense, low. Paul George, but I think Paul George attract because Paul George will have to worry a lot about a lot of people. More so, Aaron Gordon leaving Monte Ellis for Fournier. I think I like that. I think I like Fournier tonight. I'm safe with some Fournier. I think this is my lineup, guys. Trevor Booker has been up and down against Chicago. Nah, I wouldn't say Booker over Olynyk. If Olynyk is starting, I'll take a shot on that. Marvin Williams with Olynyk starting really, really stands out to me. I don't know why and how I got away from Marvin Williams, but I do like Marvin Williams tonight. 61K, I might have to go ahead. He went on the road and had 2 rough games and 2 rough matchups. Well, not really, just one. This matchup, he went 0 for 6. Why though? Why did he struggle so bad? Just 2 assists and 2 rebounds. There's something fishy about this game that I'm not really. Because other than these 2 games, the guy's been pretty solid, man. You got to get some Marvin Williams. I don't want to ignore Marvin Williams tonight. No, don't want to do that. Got to get our hands on some Marvin Williams, guys. Marvin Williams in a good spot. Let that value for Marvin Williams prevail. Let's get rid of Fournier. Let's see what we can do down here for 3,700. We can get some Jeremy Lamb. You know that he's going to get a lot of minutes off the bench. Let's just hope that they're productive minutes and get us into the 20s, right? I think that's not a bad idea because Bellinelli is out, right? Has he been ruled out, Bellinelli? I think I saw that, didn't I? Kilpatrick is out. We don't know about Bellinelli is out, right? So let's do that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get Marvin Williams because I do like Marvin tonight. And then I love this lineup. I can't say it's anyone that I don't love. Now, Lamb is hit or miss. But just for the minimum, why not? If we know he's gonna have an expanded role, so that's for certain. He's a premier 6-man. He's not competing with Bellinelli as he has been. So Lamb should be considered, right? And then also, as you asked about Kaminsky, all those guys off the bench should be value increases. Don't forget about some kid Gilchrist, but he's going to be dealing with Crowder, which we already see in 27 minutes, only 16 points. That's a tough matchup. Let's not forget this Trevion guy. When he gets a shot, I remember him having a big game. It's been a while ago. But also, Frank Kaminsky, if he benefits in any way with more minutes with Bellinelli out and they decide to go small, I do like him. Christian Wood, when he gets minutes, he does all right. But they don't have problems on top, right? Because they got Zella and Cam, Marvin Williams. What about Plumlee? Have they been giving him minutes? No. I think this is my lineup, guys. Instead of Wade and Olynyk, I'm going to go Marvin Williams and Jeremy Lamb. And I'm going to do it with confidence, all right? I'm just going to do a quick scan to see if it's anybody that I like a lot that I didn't get to include. Jimmy Butler for 10K with D Wade back is scary. 10K is scary, period, for Jimmy Butler. I don't know where they get that price from. It's just like something you just stay away from, guys. A 10K Jimmy Butler is very scary. Tomorrow we might have a good day. A lot of injuries for tomorrow as well. Let's see. Paul George, I don't like for that price. Kemba, a lot of people. You guys like Kemba. Feel free to substitute Elfrid Payton with Kemba if you feel that way, okay? They're interchangeable. They're priced at the exact same amount. I just prefer Elfrid Payton than Kemba. You don't have to feel the way that I feel. All right? They're both at home. Kemba is averaging more points over the season. Over the last 10 games, Elfrid is 42. Kemba is 42. So their statistic on paper-wise, they're equal. They're the same. I don't want to hear at the end of the night, I went Payton because you went Payton and you suck. I should have listened to my gut. No, I'm telling you to listen to your gut. If you like Kemba more than Elfrid, go ahead and play him. I'm going to go Elfrid in my lineup with my money. But I'm telling you, I like them both. I like one a little better than the other, but they're both in good matchups, and they're both at home, and they've both been hot. I just prefer Elfrid Payton, personally, okay? Brook Lopez is in a good spot, but he just screwed me. I'm not going to do that. No. Jeff Teague is in a great spot. It's between Jeff Teague and Jeremy Lin. That's the dilemma that I was faced with. I like them both equally. It's just that Jeff Teague, with the addition of Lance Stevenson, I feel like Jeff Teague's involvement is lowered just a little bit. And even before his involvement was lowered, he still had a hard time producing what we need. So now that they don't need him as much, they have another guy that demands the ball that they like and they think highly of. It takes away from his appeal, in my opinion, only my opinion. And I'm going to go with Jeremy Lin because of that. In a good spot tonight, at home. Jeff Teague's on the road. So little things like that, all right? Aaron Gordon, I love tonight. Love Aaron Gordon. To be honest, I might go Gordon over Mirotic. I can do it. I have the funds to do it. See? I can pick Gordon over Mirotic. Something that I'm going to take a few minutes and look at. Gordon, beside this one game, has been pretty hot. Then in 3 games, 27 minutes, Indiana. Gordon or Mirotic. Mirotic has the better matchup, and Mirotic has been just as hot. With D Wade back though, makes me like Gordon, but hard for me not to go Mirotic here, guys. I'm gonna stick with Mirotic over Gordon, but I do like Gordon enough that I almost took Mirotic out for Gordon. Again, you can do the same if you like Gordon as well. Do it. Crowder, I do like, but not too much. He's consistent. Fournier was in my lineup. I do like Fournier. I think he's a good choice. I took him out to shift things around. I could have had Fournier and Olynyk, but I'd rather Jeremy Lamb and Marvin Williams. I think highly of Marvin Williams tonight, so I'm going to hold on to Marvin. Starving Marvin. And then Rob Lowe is in a great spot. It's just that his price for $5K is just like, whoa. Cody Zeller is in a good spot. And then the center for Boston is in a good spot. Al Horford. But for $6K, I'm going to use caution. But in 3 games, playing 33 minutes, he's averaging 37 points. It's a great matchup for him. He likes it. Don't be discouraged. He just had some tough matchups that he went up. Atlanta is tough. So is Cleveland. New York, not as much, but it can be sometimes with Porzingis when he's having a good day. Orlando, not so much, and he did well. Milwaukee, not so much, he did well. Miami's kind of tough, he did well. Phoenix, not so much, he did well. Indiana, Washington, he did well against the good matchups. Tonight, he is in a good matchup. For $6K, Al Horford is interesting. All right? I'm actually considering Al Horford. A lot of people are going to be off him because of his recent struggles and some tough matchups. Let me submit this lineup, then I'm going to get back to it. Just in case the time went out on me. But on second look, I think I like Al Horford a little more than a little bit, guys. Al Horford tonight is in a good spot. So much. I think I like Al Horford tonight, man. Which one is it? The one that I have 3 minutes. What would I have to do to get Al Horford in, though? I'll have to take out Lynn or Peyton. And then I could upgrade Jeremy Lamb to what? I do. I'm starting to like Al Horford. I'm going to take out Lynn. Not taking out Vucevic. Peyton for $8K is expendable. What I need from him, 48. All right, let me see something very quick. I got a couple minutes. I'm making some last minute changes, guys. If you're I know you're in a bind and you have to put through a lineup. Go ahead and put through the lineup that I had before. But I like Al Horford tonight, and it's very hard to know that I'm not playing him. So I'm making a little change. Oh man, $100 more would have got me some Fournier. All right, so I'm gonna go Dwayne Wade. Forget it, whatever. That's my lineup, guys. You got 2 minutes to play it. Lynn, Wade, Dinwiddie, Mirotic, Vucevic, Isaiah Thomas, Marvin Williams, Al Horford. And if I had $100 more, I would have had from Fournier and be so happy. So there's still 2 minutes left. I felt bad yesterday. A lot of guys were saying that I was coming down to the wire. This is my lineup. You have 2 minutes to make the change. Jeremy Lin, Dwayne Wade, Dinwiddie, Mirotic, Vucevic, IT, Marvin, Al Horford. Love Al Horford tonight. Kind of looked them up, and this is a solid lineup, man. There's nobody here that I hate. So I like this lineup a lot. Now, if Peyton has a good game, I'm going to be pissed about it, but I feel okay. I know Lynn and his elbow, and I spoke against him, but to have everybody else that I like and still be able to get D Wade in, hopefully some way he can just get a lot of layups and some defensive stats. I think D Wade could hit 30 today as a starter. I know they're watching his minutes, but the basketball gods led to me playing D Wade. So I went and put him in. All right. Let's see what you guys are thinking. You rather go Zello over Marvin? Yeah, not me. I like Marvin today. But again, if you like him, put him. Yeah, I had to get rid of Lamb. I'm like, Lamb, really? So I went with Wade. Wade. I like the lineup a lot, Lewis. Great job. Well, you ended with the same line as me. LOL. I said that lineup before you finalized. We're on the same page. But I did change it, so I don't know if we're on the same page, man. I did change it. I like Lynn without Rondo. Yes, I do. Peyton, Fournier, Dinwiddie, Mirotic, IT, KO, Lynn, and Vucevic. That's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. If I had $100 more, I would have had Fournier instead of Wade, and I'd have been so happy. I do like Fournier today. I just didn't have enough time, and I had to get some Al Horford in. Yeah, no love for Paul George tonight. Not for the price. It's not that I don't think I think Paul George will get high 40s tonight. But he's like 9, almost 10K, man. I can't do Paul George in this lineup. Sorry. I couldn't do it. But if you like Paul George, then go for it. Go for it. It's Wayne's first game back. I don't like Marvin. I like Fournier, though. Pacers got no one to stop him. I agree. Definitely agree. I don't trust Peyton enough to not put George in. Yeah, I got rid of Peyton and put Horford. So we both were on the same page. He said, Tim Hess says he took out Lynn and Mirotic and put in Paul George and Olynyk. That's a fair exchange. There you go. See? Made it work, Tim. Tim made it work. I went with Thomas Butler. Wow. George. Young. So you went with a lot of the chalk, Lavish, and that's not a bad idea, especially if they do well. But if Butler and George struggle tonight, people like me are going to be so ahead. And the high percentage that take the chalk are going to be a little bit disappointed. I don't do golf. I'm not into golf at all. But that is a good lineup. There's no one here I don't like. Thomas, Butler, George, Thad Young, Hartford, Lamb, Olynyk, Dinwiddie. That's a pretty solid lineup. Pretty solid. Tim, why didn't you give me that golf lineup, man? I took a lineup from Patrick that started doing well for the free price, but in the last couple of days, it went all the way down. It's not doing well anymore. Yeah, my golf is not in the green. I wish I had Tim's lineup, though. Damn, for real, you got to hook me up with lineups, man. Yeah, Tim, stop holding out on the golf, man. How do I went with your new lineup, Lewis. Good stuff. Yeah, let's see tomorrow, PJ. Think we can set some up lineup next week. Peyton, Batum, Crowder, Young, Vucevic, Lynn, Mirotic, Olynyk. It's all right. I like it. All right. I'm going to request that if you like this video, you like what I just did, you hit me with the thumbs up. If you hate everything I do, hit the thumbs down. But let me get some feedback before we exit. I'm going to close this video and I'm going to get into the main slate. We only got about an hour to get through that main slate. So I'm going to do that. But let me get some thumbs up, guys. Let me get some feedback of some sort as we transition into the main slate lineup. D Wade 1%, love it. Dinwiddie 8%, love it. That 1% D Wade can pay out for me tonight if he does well. Whoever thumbs this down, y'all are haters. You need haters. You know, I'm not gonna say his name because I heard some controversy with him, and I think, People disrespecting anyone, black or white. People is just not right, you know, not to call people out. But one guy say if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So the fact that I got haters mean I'm doing something right, guys. If people are not hating, that means there's nothing to hate. You got to give people something to hate. So the thumbs down shows that people are hating. All right. He said simp when you're gonna win something. I don't know if you was on last weekend. We did. To be honest, if you played any big tournament with that lineup from last weekend, you'd have made all the money you lost right back in one day. I put out that fire last weekend. Trust me, Brian. So that's cool. And I'm gonna win something today. I'm gonna kill it today. I feel it. This early lineup right here is gonna go all the way to the top, man. Trust it. Trust it when I tell you. All right. So I'm off here. I'm gonna work on the main lineup next, guys. Stand by.